Hey, what's up, guys? Johnny Con here, aka Not Such a Conqueror. Let's talk about the collective MAGA thought form, or the whole fucking racist, dark, slimy, grimy egregore of all the nasty, racist, homophobic, sexist feelings that want to dominate and instill their authority or suppress or destroy and uses religion to justify itself. Let's talk about that collective thought form. I don't see a lot of people talking about it. Um, Maybe it's just me, but because it's been talked about before. Combating thought forms or egregores, or how to like siphon energy off of them. But I've never really seen anybody talk about like fighting this egregore collectively or even individually. I mean, if you're bored, why not, right? Um, Imagining siphoning energy off of it, like taking it into your solar plexus, which is really what you're doing when you think about it. You're transmuting energy. Me, when I see something racist or stupid, which is something which is something they specialize in. When they say something racist or dumb, I just I'll use that energy to block and lift weights. It makes me lift weights even more, or it makes me go that extra mile. The more they talk shit, the more it makes me get on my shit. That's the way to transmute energy. But if we're talking about visually in the 5D aspect or whatever, have you ever really thought about combating this egregore or thought form as a whole? Maybe shining an astral 5D light on it, you know, because you're that powerful as well. You can move fucking worlds with your mind. You can build worlds with your imagination. You know, you can't spell there. You almost have the word magic in imagination. Magi. You know, man. Whenever I do pathworks for some books that I read or whatever, it fucking blows my mind. The the imagination that I put into it. But to get back to the point, you know, you're gonna have to build up. If you're not used to using your imagination, you're gonna have to build up. Imagine flashing huge ass fucking lights on this thought form. You know, we're talking about the 5D. If you fuck with your call, there's a good chance you know what I'm talking about. Imagine, out of this, imagine a fucking, fucking lights flashing through that shit, or fucking start siphoning energy off of that shit. Imagine a fucking astral 5D sun absorbing it. Use your imagination. Um there's probably gonna be nuts that are saying, oh, what is he talking about? He's crazy. Nah, you're fucking crazy. Christians or Catholics, you're fucking crazy. You're fucking bonkers. Don't even come into my shit, bro. But everybody else that's into the occult, or this resonates with, you know what I'm talking about. It's just as an experiment. It's just something for you guys to try out. All right, try siphoning energy off of that shit visually. If not, transmute that energy by using it. Any dumb, racist, ignorant thing that they say, because that's really what they're trying to do. All energy is energy. There's no such thing as bad energy. It's all fucking energy, and you can use that shit. you know but as a 5D exercise, you can do that, what I told you. Siphon energy off of it. Imagine a fucking huge ass sun absorbing that shit. Put your personal sigil on the sun. Absorb that shit on a massive scale, and build your own astral temples, your own astral worlds and shit. And then who knows? Just maybe that'll make a difference. I'm not saying it'll make them any fucking smarter or any more enlightened or whatever. I'm not saying that, but who knows, right? Uh, You know, they'd be all like, if I only had a brain. But yeah, man. Anyways, this is Johnny Khan, aka Nashi the Conqueror. Peace.